complexes have officially started the eviction process for a lot of people because of the government shutdown. And in case y'all don't understand just how deep it actually is, even if the workers were to start getting paid right now, today again, y'all do know that they still gotta pay back pay for like at least this past month or month and a half that they haven't been able to pay their bills, let alone rent. So when you think about it, yes, understand just how bad it must be for people to expect that you will continue working without pay. But do you not understand what it's like to get paid eventually again and have to figure out all this stuff that you about to owe from when you couldn't pay? People are losing their vehicles that they already been robbing Peter to pay Paul to make payment on before the government shut down. Now they just gonna lose it all together and probably not even gonna have enough for a down payment to get another one because the credit gonna be shot because of the other things that they
None of this is true. As far as the vehicles and stuff like that. And there is help that's available. You just got to be a responsible adult. So let me make some clarifications on her part because everybody is just saying stuff and nobody is really trying to understand what's going on. If you call your car company and you say, hey, listen, I'm a furloughed employee, so on and so forth, one of the things that they will do, and this has been in existence for decades, is that they will actually work with you and put the payment on the back end and basically just give you grace. So that's not uncommon. They will put like 2 or 3 payments on the back end, and you don't even start the eviction. I mean, not the eviction, the repossession process until you are 60 to 90 days overdue. And matter of fact, most banks, and this is common knowledge throughout the industry right now, most banks, because there are so many cars that's up for repossession, don't want it. So unless you actually can't afford it or you're getting laid off, that's much different than being furloughed and you actually getting your money back. And in the event that you are furloughed, you're actually going to get paid for all of the time that you was working. So if you just catch up all in one lump sum as though you were just continuing to pay your bills anyway, but you're doing it with the back pay, then you should basically be up to snuff when it comes to it. When it comes to complexes and stuff like that or banks, you can actually go in if you log into a bank account a lot of times. Like, for example, if you log into Chase right now, they'll say, hey, we should be able to help you if you just call or if you do this or if you do that, and so you can actually get a little bit of help. So when I hear people just say stuff like this, I know that they're just using talking points from the internet and they're not actually doing their own research or they're not actually understanding or doing. You ain't even got to do your own research to like deep dive into it. All you got to do is go and type in some stuff on the internet to find out what's true, or use your own life experiences to highlight certain things, and you can actually fix the situation. So, with regard to, I know with regard to repossessions and with regard to certain bills, you will get grace, and you can cover that as long as you actually can prove that you are a furloughed employee.
I talked to my apartment complex to see if they would have any type of leniency since I'm a federal employee that's currently not getting paid and I'm still working. And I said, all I'm asking is to waive the late fees if I can't make full rent on time. And the guy was like, no, we're not legally obligated to do that. I can't do that for you. When are places going to understand that just because the legalities are not there, it's probably the right thing to do?
I think that y'all also are not looking at it from the landlord's perspective, right? Apartment buildings, first of all, apartment buildings and individual landlords that may own a single property are completely different. 1 or 2 properties are completely different because their cash flow is largely dependent on people paying rent. So let's just say, for example, you own a property and the mortgage is due. Well, the bank don't really care about what the circumstance is. They want their money. And so they still have to make that mortgage payment, which then would require you to make rent. Now, I'm sure they'll work with you, especially if they can, or you might just have to get out there and hustle if you don't have anything popping off right now. And you're probably not going to be able to wait for 60 months before you actually pay your rent because, again, that person has to pay their mortgage, which is largely dependent on you paying your rent. And so a lot of times people get that misunderstood. And it's the same thing for apartment buildings. Often at times it's actually managed by a property management company, which is separate from the owners of the apartment building. But people don't really think about that. They don't understand it. And guess what? That apartment building is financed and they got to make that payment and they need the rent. And a lot of times everything is just standardized. It's not set up based off of your individual situation. So you can ask, and if they do accommodate you, then that's awesome. I'm all for it. But they're not required to, and it's still your responsibility to make sure that your rent get paid, whether you're laid off, whether you're furloughed, or whether you're just not working right now. It's your responsibility to do what you got to do, and you got to get out there and hustle. A lot of people actually know that this happens all the time, and it was already predicted, and Trump was warning that this was going to possibly happen. So for people that's just sitting at home chilling, or if it's people that's not getting paid, but they're actually working hours, which is completely different than that, then you'd have to gird up and prepare yourself accordingly for when the government actually, gets back ramped up, and then you can have your job.
To help people. Because when my lease is up, I'm going to remember that. I'm going to put that the back of my mind. Because when you're in the business of an apartment complex or insurance company or whatever, relationships mean something.
Okay, so these times we in right now is really not a motherfucking real place, bitch. I literally hate it here, okay? I hate it here so motherfucking bad with everything that's going on.
A lot of black women, for whatever reason, they have the wildest, and I've been pointing this out in multiple different videos. For those of you that follow every video, I've been pointing this out. Wildest mouth attitude. They talk like sailors, and they always got a bonnet on their head, and I don't understand it. It's so weird to me, bro.
From the
Now you about to record a video, take the bonnet off, get your hair done, and learn how to communicate effectively.
crisis, bitch, to the housing crisis, like, it's just getting on my fucking nerves. I hate it so bad. But anywho, y'all know I just moved from my little hellhole of an apartment to this townhouse that I'm in now. And, excuse me, and y'all know it's a government shutdown right now, right? Okay, right. So, what frustrates me so motherfucking bad is that this complex that I just moved to, I don't know if the fucking manager team just don't know what the fuck they doing, or they're new and they really obviously don't know what the fuck they're doing. Anyways, basically what they're telling everybody is that regardless of your employment status, if you are furloughed or, whatever, the government shutdown is affecting you or whatever the case may be, bitch, they are not stopping evictions. They said we had until today before 5 o'clock to pay our rent. And if your rent is not fucking paid, they're going to start the fucking eviction process.
This potty mouth thing is a bit big much for me. Honestly, from women, and me, I like to curse here and there in order to illustrate a point, but it's just like every other word is just wild. But in a general sense, because I don't really need to hear the rest of this woman's video, in a general sense, is not they can give grace if they have the availability to do so, but they don't have to. So when y'all going through this, or y'all having a situation, you're going to have to understand that it is not their responsibility to ensure that they give you grace. That is a courtesy. That is grace. That is not a requirement. Do what you got to do to make sure you get your bag and take care of business. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Always make sure that I'm giving credit.